idea of the separation of church and state is really an evangelical construct that goes back to Roger Williams, the founder of the Baptist tradition in America, but also is refracted through the ideas and the experience of Isaac Backus, John Leland, John Clark. You go through this whole litany of evangelical leaders, most of whom are Baptists, who are arguing passionately for the separation of church and state. And this gets encoded into the First Amendment of the Constitution. The best friend that religion has ever had. I'm prepared to make the case that we are a religious people to the extent we are in this country precisely because of the First Amendment, which set up a kind of free market for religion in America and allowed for all these religious entrepreneurs, to kind of continue the metaphor, to peddle their wares in this marketplace. This has lent a dynamism and a vitality to religious life in America that's unmatched anywhere in the world, certainly in the Western world. What I find so puzzling, and I still haven't quite figured this out, is why is it that the leaders of the religious right, many of whom claim to be Baptists, by the way, and I say claim to be quite intentionally, why is it that they would seek to eviscerate the First Amendment to the Constitution by such policies as public prayer in public schools, the use of school vouchers for religious education, use of taxpayer vouchers for religious schools, the display of religious sentiments in public places? All of that undermines the faith, in my judgment, and the history of American religion demonstrates that. Let's remember that Roger Williams wanted to separate the garden of the church from the wilderness of the world by means of a wall of separation. Those are all his phrases. We tend now, after Henry David Thoreau and the Sierra Club and all this stuff, to have these sort of romantic ideas about wilderness. Puritans did not have romantic ideas about wilderness. And so for them to protect the garden of the church from the wilderness of the world was a meaningful sort of distinction. You wanted to keep the chaos, the evil of the world away from the garden of the church, and that was the meaning of that. That's the origin of that metaphor. So for leaders of the religious right to seek to undermine the First Amendment is inconceivable to me. Why would you want to do that? The best friend that religion has ever had. Why would you want to eviscerate the First Amendment? I mean, I understand it in a way, and I think it has to do with a sense that this country is no longer our own, that we no longer have kind of hegemonic influence over American society. Let's and rather than compete in this free marketplace of religion, let's impose our ideas and our values as the state religion. Well, it's. I mean, I understand the impulse, at least on the face of it, but I think American history amply indicates that that's the wrong approach if you really care about the faith.